All right, everybody, thanks for joining us here from Strike and Spare 2 in Lockport, Illinois for the PBA Celeste Walker Midwest Central Open presented by the Strike Shop. Stepladder Finals. The new application of the Mark Roth pattern has been applied here to lanes 31 and 32, our championship pair. It has set for the required 20 minutes for proper adhesion to the lanes. And we will have our number 1 and number 2 seeds starting their 10 minutes of practice momentarily. There you see PBA Midwest Regional Manager Toby Contreras confirming with Josh Hammonds and Cam Crow that they are going to be ready to start their practice. So for those of you joining us right at 1:30, you get to watch how these players break down the lanes, what they're going to do to make the pattern a little better for themselves and their opponents. And Cam Crow obviously with a little bit of the advantage, as Crow, the only left-hander on the Stepladder Finals. And there, the lanes have been turned on. Cam Crow and Josh Hammonds now have 10 minutes of practice until they will leave the lanes. And then our opening match, the bowlers in that match, number 4 seed Jeff Mann will be practicing with A.J. Johnson, your number 3 seed Johnson. The last 3 years here for the Celeste Walker Midwest Central Open presented by the Strike Shop. First, second, and first. So A.J. Johnson looking to continue that streak, but he's going to have to win 2 matches before he's going to be facing off against Josh Hammonds. A little more housekeeping we need to do here. It's been a bit of a rush with the roll-off earlier after the advancers round, where Matt Russo took out a 3-for-1. That set us back a few minutes on the scheduling today, but we are going to have one heck of a stepladder. And anytime you get some fiery personalities in the stepladder like Cam Crow and A.J. Johnson, you know there's going to be some animation on the lanes. So about 9 more minutes of practice for these players. We'll come back and give you the full update on where the field finished after the round of 8 and the round of 16 for your top cashers in the event. And as we said, this is a fresh application of the Mark Roth pattern these players are working on breaking down. right, everybody, thanks for being patient with us as we're getting through our practice here. A couple of minutes left for Cam Crow and for Josh Hammonds. And then we'll be underway with 10 minutes of practice for our bowlers in the 3-4 match, our opening match. Jeff Mann, and your 4 seed, AJ Johnson, your 3 seed. Yeah, your 1 seed right there, I see in the chat, is Josh Hammonds. Josh, Wichita State player, going to be a senior down there this coming year. Even as a collegiate player, he has 2 second-place finishes in regionals, so don't think that whoever gets him in the finals are going to walk over him. He had some great bowling today. So, and hey, Dre, guess what? It's a holiday weekend, and a lot of people had other plans, but you know what they're doing? They're watching it here on PBA YouTube. So bowlers travel all the way here. Their families travel here with them. And some of them already hit the road, so lots of fans in the bar area. They got us on in the bar. Oh, Cam giving AJ a little shove off the lane. So here you see our players that are going to be our number 4 seed. You see Jeff Mann there. You see our 3 seed, AJ Johnson, as they are going to make their way through here with their 10 minutes of practice. Once again, we appreciate everything that Celeste Walker and her family have done here at Strike and Spare 2 over many years. This is a long-running regional on Memorial Day weekend. And Celeste passed away over the last year, and we remember her as we crown our champion a little later this afternoon. So hopefully some of you saw the information about the stepladder on the PBA social media and are joining us from that. This Mark Roth pattern scored quite high, as expected. When you're looking at a pattern that's a 4-to-1 ratio, you know these players are definitely going to be able to give it the business. So let's give you a look at the pattern here as applied on this lane surface. There you see the 2026 Roth 42-foot pattern. That ratio 4.07 to 1. Your volume 30.5 mils. A little more in the forward than the reverse. Reverse helps build the hold in the pattern. Forward with the shape. But I'll tell you what, the way the players played this pattern this weekend, some smart moves. Players weren't in urethane for too awful long. Made the move to resin and really helped boost the scoring pace. Cam Crow and AJ Johnson both averaged over 250 during qualifying over 7 games yesterday. But then Josh Hammonds, what a day today. Moved himself back in the top spot at the end of advancers round. Stayed there. Or pardon me, Cam Crow replaced him in the round of 16, but then fired back with 2 games in the round of 8, 232, 268. For his 16 games, got to plus 727. A 245.4 average. Just incredible. And the players knew what they were getting into here with the Roth pattern. They knew it was going to be a little bit of a score fest. But you know what? No one backed down from the challenge. As we were a sold-out field, actually oversold out. We were supposed to be at 136 players. We ended up at 138 when all was said and done. So about 5 minutes of practice remaining for these players. And we'll be underway at the step ladder. Once again, I'm $2 Phil Brallo taking you through this event. Steven Starzak, I'd love to get that for you, but unfortunately I'm a one-man crew here with 10 on the Deck Productions. I'd like to thank the PBA once again for bringing me in for this event. And I'd like to thank Bull TV and the USB-C for relinquishing the rights of this live streaming to 10 on the Deck Productions. So I'm a one-man crew. I'm your producer, your director. I can even move this camera right here and follow A.J. Johnson as he makes his way to the foul line. And makes his way back from the foul line. So, yes, indeed, we've got a nice show for you today. So some of the bells and whistles you might be looking for, standings, that type of thing. Sorry I don't have them, but we got a few other bells and whistles for you and some great angles for you to view this stepladder final. And from Strike and Spare 2 in Lockport, Illinois, this is the 2026 PBA Celeste Walker Midwest Central Open presented by the Strike Shop. Thanks again to Al Hardesty for that presenting sponsorship. Good afternoon, bowling fans. We are here at Strike and Spare 2 to decide the PBA regional title with 2 PBA Tour players that most of you are very well aware of in the stepladder finals. A.J. Johnson, our number 3 seed. He will be in the opening match against Jeff Mann. Winner of that match will advance to bowl Cam Crow, our number 2 seed. And then a young collegiate player with Josh Hammond bowling in the top spot, waiting for the winner. So Toby Contreras says practice is over. Let's get to the lanes, and we will be underway.
That will follow by A.J. Johnson starting his match on lane 32 with 2 frames, continuing until the end of the match where Jeff will finish his game on lane 32. This is the first match of the stepladder finals here. So how about a round of applause to send this stepladder finals off? Thank you.
So we'll have the scoreboards up for you in just a moment. We're getting connected to our friends at Lane Talk. And Jeff Mann, yikes, only gets half on his opening shot. Great cover, though, for Mann. A.J. Johnson getting ready for his first shot. And a great toss there by Johnson. Oh, rep 10. AJ, your number 3 seed, plus 350 in qualifying yesterday. Slowed down a little bit today, still finished at plus 674. There are your scores, thanks to our friends at Lane Talk. Man, keeps it pretty even in the second frame. Once again, waiting in the wings, Cam Crow. And our number 1 seed, Josh Hammonds, awaits the winner of our second match here today. Great toss there by Mann. As he acknowledges a few people in the bar. There's some of the crowd that's still here. There's some people in the bar watching as well. It is a Memorial Day weekend, and it has turned into a gorgeous day outside. I cannot wait to get outside and get some fresh air. Had a little chance to do that between rounds. It is just absolutely gorgeous here in Lockport, Illinois today. As I mentioned earlier, A.J. Johnson, first, second, and first the last 3 years in this event. Looking to stay within 10. And that 6-pin decides it's just not going to cut it. Cover made by Johnson, but you can see he is not happy at this point. He'll take an extra second here, adjust the sole of the shoe. Reindeer earlier today in Lockport, so he went up a bit, but I didn't see too many issues with these synthetic approaches. Inside the strike and spare too, well maintained by Chris Watson and his crew. And I'll tell you what, you don't sell out a PBA regional without having people enjoy being in your bowling center when they're not bowling. And there was a nice spread for lunch yesterday for all the players between squads. And of course, having a great atmosphere helps a ton for the mental outlook. And there you go for Johnson. Finds himself down by a bunch early. Jeff Mann won regional title. Won that at Dave Small's Championship Lanes in Anderson, Indiana in the Central region. That's why we don't have a banner for Mann on the boards here. There you see the A.J. Johnson banner front and center on this pair. Great toss again by Mann. He is looking tough to stop. Mann did have a 300 game during qualifying yesterday. And as we mentioned today, he was pretty consistent. 228, 237, 247 in the round of 16. And a big closing flurry in the round of 8 with a 236 game. Secured his spot past Ryan Burton into the stepladder final. Great toss again by Mann. Four-bagger on the board, and A.J. Johnson needs to start stringing them for sure. A.J. made an appearance on CBS Sports Network during the World Series of Bowling. Let's see what Johnson can do here in the beverage frame. Pretty good toss out of the hand, and that time the 6 does the job on the 10. But Johnson finds himself quite a bit behind. Hear it. So, 6th frame coming up halfway through this opening match. Once again, Cameron Crowe. Taking care of business earlier in the day to get to the number 2 seed. And will we see 3 in a row for Johnson? Oh, shred that bad boy up. And he's still letting Jeff Mann know there's work to do if he wants to advance into the next match here at the Celeste Walker Midwest Central Open presented by the Strike Shop. Here you see, look at that nice relaxed shoulder. If you're a new bowler, you want to make sure that swing is easy to repeat. Make sure that shoulder is down and relaxed. Oh, that 6-pin wasn't relaxed, though. It got out of there in a hurry. You think with the amount of speed that 6 went around the 10 that there'd be a little bit of a tornadic vortex that would have sucked it down. A little over-the-shoulder look here at Mann, cross lane. At the 10 hole, push it. There you go. Oh, would have had a 7-10 conversion. You never have the 7-pin there where you need it. I'm sure at this point in time, the last thing Jeff Mann would ever want to see in a stepladder match is a 7-10. Let's see what man can do here. In the 7th frame. How about it? Nope. Another lazy 6-pin. I mean, the momentum in this match could have been way different without man starting with that super washout conversion. Cross lane at the spare again. Make it down, take it down, and keep a lead. But the problem is, for man, A.J. Johnson can sneak into the lead here. Another strike here, and it's basically a tie match, and then A.J. can take the lead with another strike in the 8th frame. Apologize for the early volume issues. We want to make sure the bowlers can't hear us here in the booth. And with the short turnaround time we had, we erred on the side of caution. And now, with AJ throwing volumeless, thunderous strikes, we don't have to worry about our voices here in the booth. We can make sure that you hear everything you need to hear from here at Strike and Spare 2. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks to Bowl TV and USBC for giving 10 on the Deck Productions the rights to the live stream here from Strike and Spare. Thanks to the PBA for letting 10 on the Deck Productions stream to their YouTube channel. I'm $2 Phil Brylow. I'm also 10 on the Deck Productions. I'm your camera operator right now. I am your commentator. I am your scoreboard watcher. And we're glad to be bringing you this great regional action this afternoon. Another one for AJ. Yes, indeed. AJ, come back. You can't walk away yet. You still got a couple more frames to go, but that puts AJ in the lead. Maximum score 269 for AJ. 258 the maximum here for Jeff Mann. Let's see what Mann can do here to try to respond. If he doesn't strike here, it's really going to tighten up the swing a bit. Well done, Mr. Man. I forgot what comedian used to say that. I'll tell you, Mr. Man. She'd say that about everybody. So, hey, appreciate everybody watching today. I hope you share the word with your friends and family, especially if you have a favorite in the field that you're able to watch. And these guys, the Jeff Manns and the Josh Hammonds, they're the heart and soul of the PBA Regional Tour. The weekend warriors that come out and battle some of the best on tour, like the Cam Crows and the A.J. Johnsons on a weekend. And how about that for Jeff Mann? Responds in the foundation frame, but now he's just playing spectator to A.J. Johnson, because A.J. can end this with a strike in the 9th and the first two in the 10th. AJ going to the chamois, making sure that surface. I mean, there's plenty of volume in this Mark Roth pattern. As we mentioned, 30.5 milliliters in the pattern. And even with 20 minutes of practice, they really did not tear a ton of oil down. We didn't really see players having to get into the loft in the gutter cap or anything of that nature, even with 4 in a pair. But definitely the straighter angles through the front of the lane are the best, seem to be the ones that are carrying the best. And there you see A.J. Johnson. Carries the one in the 9th frame, as we mentioned, needs 2 here in the 10th. And AJ, you know, he's going to take that little bit extra time at the hand dryer, make sure that hand is moisture free. And make sure he makes the best shot possible here. Powerful stroke at the line, staring it down. Oh, the 4 goes late, but it goes. You see him right there. I don't think he was real happy with the release. And now I guarantee you he's going to take a little extra time. He may even take a re-rack. I mean, the same rules on the PBA. Yeah, he's looking at it right now. He may take a re-rack. The same rules on the PBA Tour apply at the regional level. There is a 25-second shot clock from when his ball comes back until when he's supposed to release the ball. And he also has the option to take 1 timeout during a step ladder. And, of course, at any level of competition in the PBA, at any point in time during any game, there are 2 re-racks available to the player. AJ, pardon me, thumb into the ball. And a strike here will advance him for sure. Oh, are you kidding? There was nothing near, absolutely nothing near that 9-pin. Half the crowd here is stunned as well. They can't believe it. The 9 stood with nothing around it. Well, the big thing here now, AJ, is you got to make this. Refocus. Force your opponent to get all 3 in the 10th to tie and then go to the roll-off. There you go. AJ gets the cover. Once again, thanks to our friends at Lane Talk for the live scoring all weekend long. They are a great partner of the PBA. If you've yet to try Lane Talk, you have the ability to have a 30-day free trial of Lane Talk. Go check out the offer at lanetalk.com and download the app on either Google Play or the Apple Store. Needs all 3. Nope, not even close. The same shot he threw to open the match with the super washout, and you just see he knew this Roth pattern. Sure, there's some room. There is not that much room. And no love on the spare. So there you see.
Great bowling there. Great job, guys. Congratulations, AJ, advancing. Jeff, great tournament, sir. Well done. Well done. We're proud of you. AJ, you stay loose on 21-2, and the number 2 seed will be coming down, Mr. Cam Crow. Cam, you're going to get shots here on the championship pair.
All right, there you heard it from our Midwest Regional Manager, Toby Contreras. On the next match coming up. And if you are a baseball fan and you are a PBA Tour fan and you're in the area here in the Midwest, the PBA Tour and H5G Brands, the official merchandiser of the PBA Tour, have teamed up for bowling night at American Family Field. Wednesday, September 9th, that game time at 6:40 p.m. The battle between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs. And there's a couple of ways you can get in and watch the game. You can just buy the standard ticket. H5G and the PBA Tour have negotiated a great price, and it's never easy to get those tickets for Brewers and Cubs games. Those are usually pretty much of a sellout. There's also a great VIP ticket package, too, which includes a ticket of the game, an H5G Brands Milwaukee Brewers jersey with American Family Field. I can see it here on the front of it on H5G's social media. And a great meet and greet with PBA players. I know scheduled to be in attendance, A.J. Johnson, E.J. Tackett, Matt Russo, Kevin McCune, many others. check out the h5gbrands.com website or H5G Brands social media for all information about the PBA Tour presenting Bowling Night at American Family Field on Wednesday, September 9th. So Crow receiving his practice shots, as well as Hammonds, our number 1 seed. Hammonds, a young player out of Wichita State, not a PBA member. So if he were to win this event, he'd get the check, but not the official regional banner. I'll tell you what, though, one of the best rules I've seen in a while that has really improved the quality of young players coming out of college, coming into these PBA regional events, PBA Tour events. I mean, look at all the winners on the PBA Tour this year for rookies. Being able to bowl in as many PBA regional events as possible, if there's room in the field as a collegiate player, and with all the regionals, especially in the Midwest, Central, South, Southwest, West, Northwest, East. I mean, these young college players, when they're out of school for the semester, have the chance to really sharpen up the skills against some of the best in the world, like a Cam Crow, like an A.J. Johnson. So I have always thought that was a wonderful rule to put in place, and we've seen it pay off immensely. For college players. Cam can wear whatever he wants as he's warming up. In competition, he would have to remove the hoodie. But, yeah, when you're in the center and you're not in an official match, I mean, if you wanted to, you know, bowl in a tank top and short shorts. Well, I don't know about the short shorts, let's be honest. But, yeah, he's more than allowed. It is warm up. And Cam wants to stay warm while he's warming up. Can't hold it against him. So Cam and AJ will be underway shortly. Cam with just another practice ball or two. And Cam will have lane choice here. Once practice is completed. Once again, I'm $2 Phil Bradlow taking you through the step ladder today. Brought it to you all weekend. We had every pair and play covered, 36 lanes covered all weekend long here on the PBA YouTube channel. So if you want to go back and look at some of the action from the event, it's all archived on PBA YouTube. And for those of you that might be new to hearing my voice, $2 Phil used to be with Extra Frame back from 2014 to 2018, then Flow Bowling from 18 to 20. And I've done a few of these regionals on PBA YouTube over the last few years. Also do televised bowling in southeastern Wisconsin. The always fun and entertaining Brew City Bowling Show. We just ended our 3rd season, and we'll turn it over to Toby.
Cam Crow being the number 2 seed gets the choice of starting the match or going second, and he shows the start. So Cam Crow will start match on lane 31. Then Johnson will start his match on lane 32 with 2 frames, and they'll continue out until Cam throws the last shot on lane 32. How about one more round of applause for the semifinals match?
And thank you, Toby Contreras. And there you see Chris Watson making the dash down the concourse to get our scoreboards up and running for the players. Never mind the totals on Lane Talk. Obviously, That's just been running all day long, so we're just worried about the single game score. There's no carryover pinfall into a stepladder finals. And let's get underway here. First ball, first frame, Cam Crow. Another player made an appearance. It's your #1 seed in the Cheetah Championship at the World Series of Bowling. And Cam has thrown a lot of those over the weekend. Once again, A.J. Johnson, 258, match #1. He's probably thinking to himself, I need at least that again this game. I mean, bowlers don't usually set target scores for themselves in a stepladder, but when you know you're on the Roth pattern and you know the strikes are flying, you know you have to get that ball going through those pins properly to take all 10 down. And Johnson matches in frame 1. And there we go. Thank you, Lane Talk. Back to where we need to be. Let's get a little up close and personal on AJ here. There you go. Memorial Day, red, white, and blue flag on the jersey with the eagle. And that is one thing we all should be doing this weekend, reflecting on those who gave everything for our freedom. What do you think, AJ? I think you're in trouble. Yeah. You can see right there. You can't. Your thumb's going down. You can't get a good release. Around it a little too quick. And that leaves this nasty combination. 2, 4, 8, 10. Give it the big hook across. Only takes 2. And AJ is going to find himself in hot water early. Cam Crow with the big exhale. Love the emotions that Cam shows on the lanes. He's not afraid to let you know what's going on. Especially when he labels one just like that. I think if he gets another strike here on lane 31, gets that opening 3-bagger, he's going to let AJ know about it just a little bit. For the opening turkey. Cam Crow makes pins fall in ways that other players you don't see it from. He had a pin fall during the round of 16 today on the low end of the house that was literally a light wall shot. Heading went to the sideboard and was actually standing back up vertical and spinning till it fell off the back of the pin deck. It was. I went back and actually found the replay. Check it out during the round of 16 action if you go back and watch. Much better toss for AJ. Yeah, much better there. You just saw the balance a little bit better, the release. Not so early with the motion through the ball. And now, man with one of the most consistent pre-shot routines in the sport. Go back, shoe brush. Go back, rosin. Go back. Let's get all the oil off the ball with the chamois. Let's do the pre-shot mental process. You'll see that big exhale as soon as he's in position. There you go. And AJ responds after that second frame open. These two bowlers go back a bit, even though AJ a few years older than Cam. They've crossed the same paths here in the Chicagoland area for quite a few years. Look at the size of the mitt on Cam Crow. I wonder if he could actually palm that bowling ball. You silly, silly 7-pin. You tried the stand. Why did you bother? You knew it was just annihilation coming your way from the power of Cam Crow. Yeah, it's Cam on the front four. Not sure if Cam's going to take a re-rack or not here. He looked at it twice. Oh, he's just talking over AJ a little bit, having a little fun. A little more relaxed here, obviously, than TV at the regional level. It doesn't mean these players don't want to win. For the one on the thumb that Cam Crow doesn't use, there you go. 5 in a row to start for Cam Crow, and A.J. Johnson knows it's just there's nothing left to do here but keep striking. Jeff Mann, great bowling all weekend long. Thanks for stopping by the booth on the way out. Safe travels to you. He put up 221 in the step ladder. Nothing to hang your head about. When your opponent shoots 258 at you, you got to make the best out of it. A.J. Johnson beverage frame. There you go, responds in kind. Boy, how much does A.J. Johnson want that errant 2-4-8-10 shot in the second frame back? I've known A.J. for 15 years. I used to do televised bowling for youth bowlers in Wisconsin. Youth Challenge Series, and quite a few players from here in the Chicagoland area would come up, get their chance to be on TV, and there was a couple of pretty prestigious events we had every year. One of them was the Sean Yonan Memorial back in 2012. A.J. Johnson beat a field of about 100 youth players for boys scratch and took down the title against Kyle Anderson, who actually Kyle bowled in this center in high school with A.J. Kyle Anderson, we used to nickname him the human pretzel because he had a two-hander style but as a one-hander, bent elbow, all kinds of parts moving left and right, but Kyle Anderson could find a way to strike, and he took A.J. Johnson to the limit in that championship match. And when A.J. got that trophy handed to him by Parker Bone III, that's when he kind of knew he wanted that taste of professional bowling life. And, of course, who can forget A.J. Johnson then in 2015 as a senior in college making the USBC Masters final, losing out in the championship match to Jason Belmonte. Quality cover by Johnson, but yeah, he is in a world of hurt. And this semifinal match might end early, especially if Cam Crow can pop a couple more strikes on the board here. Front 6. He's just devastating the pins. There's no other way to put it. There hasn't been a rack that stood a chance in the first 6 frames. Cam, yep, he's going to take a re-rack. Not happy with the positioning of one of the pins, maybe even just give himself a little extra time between shots. So Toby Contreras notating that first of 2 allowed re-racks per game. Cam knows right now This one really puts the vice grip feeling. On his opponent. There you go. Front 7, Cam Crow. Still pursuing perfection. And A.J. Johnson taking a little extra time. Looks up at the scoreboard and knows, yeah, I can shoot 243 and I might lose by 50. But he will keep moving forward because you just never know what might happen. Cam Crow gets a couple back-to-back bad shots. And AJ can be right back in this match. What a great toss. Don't forget, PBA regional action happens all around the country. There was 3 other regionals this weekend in Pennsylvania, South Carolina, and Idaho, as AJ's kind enough to give a bless you to someone in the crowd who just sneezed. He's a good man off the lanes. Don't confuse the personality on the lanes. Never do that with any PBA professional bowler. Do not confuse that will-to-win personality against the good human beings. They are off the lanes. AJ trying to chase down 243. Nope. Oh, wow. Okay. Cam's just kind of going, okay, that's fine. You missed. You got one. I'm still good. AJ, I think he just said he thought it was going to 4-9. Look at that determination in that face right now. Looking for 8 in a row for Cameron Crow. There you go. Gotta like it. If you're watching right now, tell your family, tell your friends if they want to see perfection on the lanes. There is their chance here on PBA YouTube with Cam Crow stepping up in frame number 9. And he's just got to take a second. He's re-racking the other lane. There's a pin that fell when it was set, so he wants to make sure there's no external interruptions while he's delivering this 9th shot. 8 for 8 so far. Cam's high game on the day earlier today was 257. He did have a 278 during the qualifying round yesterday. He likes it. Oh, the 4-pin just sneaks out. The 7. As you see the big hug by Cam Crow going, sorry, man. And they got it. And you just see the disgust on A.J. Johnson's face right now, knowing that this match is done. But I'll tell you what. Look at A.J. Johnson's record in this building the last 4 years on 4 different lane patterns. First in 2023, second in 2024, first in 2025, and now third in 2026. Just incredible. And, hey, there's the 9-pin again that almost cost him a little something at the end of game 1. And hopefully his lovely girlfriend and son are watching this in Kenosha. Allie and Brantley, hope you're both doing well. Daddy's going to be tired when he gets home tonight. He's had a long weekend of bowling. This is his 20th game, not counting all the practice that happened. There are a lot of games in a short time frame here on the PBA Regional Tour. And now AJ just going to get out of the way, as we have a chance for perfection here. Cam Crow. Oh, just to add insult to injury, get the messenger even closer to the 9-pin without knocking it down. And, oof. That is a stuffed burger right there again for Johnson. So Johnson take it home. Third place. And it will be collegiate player Josh Hammonds. Josh had a couple of second place finishes in regionals as a non-member, still a non-member, as he is going to be a senior at Wichita State next year. And here's the thing for Cam, he still has one more match to win. You want to get that 300, but you still got to keep the emotions in check. Getting into the championship. There is a tasty 10th in a row for Crow. And he's just acting right now like it's just another shot in qualifying. Keeping that mental outlook nice and relaxed. For the excellent 11th in a row. What do you think, Cam? I think you got to like it. And we're glad everybody here is tuning in, as it doesn't happen very often in the stepladder at any PBA level. But here's your chance to see the 12th strike in a row for Cam Crow. At this point, I've gone from an objective journalist to a fan of Cam for this shot. What do you think, Cam? You like it? Yes, you do. There he is, everybody. He's not done with the tournament yet, but Cam Crow, 300, perfection.
That's pretty exciting stuff there. Doesn't get much better than that, does it? Our big congratulations to Cam, showing us what it takes to be at a high level.
I'm glad we had everybody tune in today. As Cam's going to have some time here to get some handshakes and some hugs, because he has to wait for Josh Hammonds to throw practice. Hammonds is going to get 4 shadow balls, or pardon me, 5 on each lane. I'm going to see if we can get – we're way down by lanes 5 and 6, and honestly, I don't know if we're going to be able to talk to Cam right now. But we're glad he shot that 300. And maybe we'll be talking to him once we're done with the championship match. As now it's time for Josh Hammonds. Come on down and get those practice shots. And look at the sportsmanship. You always gotta shake the man's hand. And Josh is probably happy that there's been a few strikes thrown by Cam Crow. Maybe there'll be a couple less in the championship match. I doubt that will happen. But no, unfortunately, this does not count for the Go Bowling free game that I know of. I mean, it has to be a televised 300. And I don't know, yeah. Yeah, it's a little too far. Our booth is down behind lanes 5 and 6, and I'm in the middle of a step ladder. As much as I'd love to talk to Cam right now, it is just not logistically going to happen. I don't want the man losing his focus or stepping on something on the carpet or doing something of that nature. So we will get a chance to talk to Cam, hopefully, sometime before he leaves today. Otherwise, if he doesn't win the championship, he might stop by on the way out the door as well. But it's down to one game here in Lockport, Illinois. And the championship match of the PBA Celeste Walker Midwest Central Open presented by the Strike Shop. Thanks again to Al Hardesty for being our presenting sponsor this week with the Strike Shop. And thanks to everybody that came out this week and bowled this regional. As we said, more than sold out. We were originally supposed to be at 136, ended up at 138. And here you see Cam down on the pairs if he wants to stay loose. He's talking to A.J. Johnson. They're looking over what happened in that match, and there you see A.J. and Cam talking down there. And I'm sure A.J. is giving a little bit of grief. I mean, nobody wants to walk on the losing side of a match. But once that match is done, there's so many friendships that are made in this sport. Once the match is done. I mean, a prime example of that was watching Ronnie wrestle E.J. Tackett during the Shark Championship. The Daddy's Home Eddie comment by Ronnie was spectacular. One of those comments in PBA Tour history, no different than no comment, or who do you nothing will ever be the who do you think you are, I am, let's be honest. But, you know, the Anthony Simonson no comment, that was a sweatshirt Simonson had made. And now, of course, with the Daddy's Home Eddie, I saw a T-shirt for that as well. So, yeah, you get some good sayings out here. Thanks to everybody that's tuned in this afternoon, and thanks to everybody that's watching. Hey, Al, glad you're watching too. I appreciate that, and thanks for being our great presenting sponsor at the Strike Shop. And Ryan, actually, yeah, I've live streamed some regionals over the last 4 years or so. This is my 4th time here at Strike and Spare 2. Some of the other regionals I've live streamed with my 10 Deck Productions company through PBA YouTube. Coldwater, that's always a great regional in the central region with the BowlersStore.com Classic. Minster, Ohio, the weekend before. I always enjoy when we get to stream a PBA 50 stop in Bowling Green, Ohio. That's practically a national stop because it's usually between stops on the PBA 50 National Tour. So this is our first one that we've streamed on PBA YouTube this year. We're hoping for the opportunity to bring you more as the summer makes its way through. And once again, I want to thank the PBA, especially Janae Haggerty and Jeff Goodger for all their assistance getting 10 on the Deck Productions into the PBA YouTube streaming. And thanks to Chase Kaufman and all his staff at Bowl TV and USBC for giving the rights to live streaming this event to 10 on the Deck Productions to bring you all the action, including that great perfect game by Cam Crow. You got to figure with a young player like Josh Hammonds, there's got to be something sitting in the back of his head right now with, okay, this guy just came off a 300. I know he's feeling pretty good. Once again, are you setting a target score for yourself? Probably not.
Championship match here to determine the winner here this week at Strike and Spare 2, the 2026 Midwest PBA event. It's been a very exciting event so far. You just saw 300 games, so got some anticipation of really fine scoring coming up. 3,000 for the first, 2,000 for the second. Going for $1,000 for one game. Big stakes right here. Two great bowlers. A great show coming up for you. How about one final round of applause? Championship match. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Toby Contreras, for everything you do. There you see Cam Crow knows business needs to be done here as he's walking around. I'm sure even after the 300, the nerves haven't calmed down. He knows he's going for that championship. And I'll tell you what, $3,000 for a weekend worth of work is not a bad thing at all. Josh Hammond's head lane choice decided he wants the hammer in the 10th frame, and he's hammering him right there as he starts with an opening strike. As we said, these young collegiate players now, when they get these opportunities to bowl PBA regional events, it is nothing but confidence building and accuracy building, achievement building, you name it. They can do it against some of the best in the world. Cam Crow, 13 in a row. Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, 13 in a row. I'm not sure how many he had to end the round of 8 earlier today. I don't know if we'd actually be able to count that. That's a separate round, but a good start here for both of our players. And something tells me 260 might not be enough to win this match on the Mark Roth pattern. They are locked, loaded, and ready to fire. And Cam goes from oh my to a light mixer. As we mentioned, this is a 4-to-1 pattern. This is for players of these calibers, like Crow, like Hammonds. It's not a house shot, but there is some room for error. One thing we definitely saw is that you cannot project the ball out to the right early for a right-hander or left for a left-hander because there is still a lack of friction on those outside boards. There's oil all the way across the lane. And that ball will hesitate to pick up. And this match may be done in 12 minutes with all the strikes they're throwing. This is one of those step players I really haven't had to say a lot because the bowling balls are doing all the talking, and they're talking with 10 down, 10 down, 10 down, 9 out occasion. But lots of that was pretty much every right-hander's biggest problem this weekend, the occasional weak 10. You didn't see a lot of 4 pins going high. You saw the occasional light 7 pin, but not very often. Yeah, when something was left, it was that corner pin. You see nice and easy at the spare. Ooh, just enough. His dad giving him the fist bump and back. But here's the thing. This guy's done nothing but strikes and sitting lanes. 31 and 32. I don't see that stopping anytime soon. How about it, Cam? 15 in a row. We need, like we mentioned the bowling night at the American Family Field earlier that the PBA Tour is part of with H5G Brands, the official merchandiser of the PBA Tour. We need a scoreboard behind Cam right now, like do with the strikeouts for the pitchers. We just need an X to keep going down. Like we'd have 15 X's behind him at the moment for every strike in a row he's had. Just incredible. I wonder what his longest career string is at PBA events. Four in a row this game, not going to happen. And no, he got the 9 down. And the first time that Cam Crow has had a very errant shot, he was a little light last time on that lane. And, yeah, he's looking at the release. I don't think he was off with the targeting by much. A little quick off the hand and a little change in that rotation, and next thing you know, you're looking at trouble. At least the 9 fell for him, makes it exponentially easier to pick up, and gives it the big hook in and leaves the open frame. And for the first time today, Cam Crow is behind. And let's see what Josh Hammonds can do here. You see Urethane and Hammond. Hammonds was not worried about the front part of the lane too much because he was playing very direct all weekend long. Watch that ball. It's going to be just outside of second arrow, and he's looking at the footwork. Not happy with the footwork, but you can't give the strike back just because you're not happy with it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, I just took a glance over. Like I said, I'm a one-man show here. Can we just focus on the bowling and not about anything else? I'd appreciate that personally. Thanks. We're all here to watch bowling. Let's all cheer the bowlers on. Let's give them the best results they can here in the present. Oh, A.J. Johnson's going to be a little bit jealous now. I hope A.J. is out of the building and not watching that. Because A.J. had 3 of those over his 2 stepladder games that did not fall for the 9-pin, and Hammonds takes it out. It's bounce back time for Crow. As we said, first time he's been behind all day. Right now behind by 14. Beverage frame. Oh, he thought he had it, and the 6-pin thought otherwise. Cam taking the big scenic route across the lane. Gets it done. But a lot of work to do for Cam in a short period of time. Now let's see what he can do. He's gone light and lighter on lane 31. Little tighter line and a lot better result for Crow. Yeah, he tightened that shot up easily a couple of boards, breakpoint wise. As we mentioned, Hammond's going to be a senior at Wichita State. You don't get to that program without being a quality player and steadily improving throughout your collegiate career, because there's a lot of other players that want your spot on that team. He gave that one a little extra on the bottom. You just saw the upper body lift up. He's trying to clear the front part of the lane, and he gave that just that little bit extra in the rotations and pays full penalty with the 4-9. So this match now basically back to even without a conversion. What do you think, kid? Now he gets the one, moves on. Never want to lose count in a situation like that, because now, if you look at the count, as our Lane Talk scoring fills in, 125 with that open frame in the 6th for max score 245. Cam Crow positioning the open frame and spare next to each other. And thanks to the Lewis Stein scoring system, Cam Crow now has the possibility of the higher score at 255. Much better shot off the hand. Wow, and even that one came up, and I think he's really surprised by that. I'm surprised. I didn't think he amped it up like he did the shot on lane 32. Well, you got to give it a little fire on this shot. Nothing wrong with trying to get a bounce. Count here, just not a huge amount. Gets one. But now Cam Crow has the chance to take the lead back in this match. It looked bleak in frame number 4. Once again, look at the size of that hand on Cam Crow. No wonder why that man can impart the amazing amount of revolutions he does on each and every shot. What do you think, Cam? Nope, 6-pin again. So he's got one lane that's tightening up on him on lane 31, and he's got another lane on lane 32 that's hooking more. And now you have to find that fine balance. The good news for Cam is a spare here. He's in the lead with 3 frames remaining. 235 the max for Cam, 222 the max for Hammonds. It does not take much in the sport of bowling. Everybody goes, momentum is key. How many times have we seen it over the years? Bowler gets a lucky break on a strike, walks off the approach. His opponent comes up, goes 4-9, big 4. And all of a sudden a 20-pin deficit turns into a lead. Eighth frame for Crow. Steps it out, he likes it, and he comes up light again. When you see Cam do that step out, it means he really likes it. Now, momentum back the other way. So much of my prediction on this Mark Roth pattern, the way it was scoring in the first 2 matches, being, hey, it might take 260 for a win. It's definitely not the case. Big hook at it. Oh, hook's in front. And now Cam walks off maximum score of 211. Josh Hammonds with the max 222. Even if Hammond spares here in the 8th frame, he'll still have the lead in the match by a single pin if he strikes in the 9th. Oh, that's... I don't know if that was an adjustment left, but you look at where that ball picked up on the lane compared to the 4-9, and that was definitely 4 boards left in the landing area and a little straighter down lane. As Hammonds takes a re-rack. One of his 2 allowed. And once again, Wichita State player, they have their mental game well set. Their endurance is there, all those long collegiate bowling tournaments, and then coming into PBA regional events like this, like we're seeing for Hammonds. Mentally and physically prepared for the grind. 16 games already this weekend. How about it? Oh, and the messenger says not this time. Still gives Hammonds the lead temporarily by a single stick with a spare here. Problem is, oh no. And we talked about the mental game, and it just went away in the situation, and Cam Crow's got to be stunned right now thinking, man, I was way down in this one, and now basically gets the lead on the bench as the max score now for Hammonds, 190. Cam Crow can fill strike, spare, strike, and get to 191. Hold on. Oh, my. Full befuddlement for Crow on what that ball did. The only thing that's not befuddling is the crossover carried. That is never the way a player wants to get an advantage in a match. But as we mentioned now, any spare and a strike on the fill ball as Crow takes his second re-rack. And Cam Crow will be your Celeste Walker Midwest Central Open presented by the Strike Shot champion. Strike here pretty much locks it up as well, barring a 4 through the face or a super washout. Oh, he's stepping out. He likes it. There you go. After shooting 300 in the semifinal match and losing his look in the middle of this championship game, Cam Crow is just a couple shots away here with good count between the two, being crowned your Celeste Walker Open champion presented by the Strike Shop. And there you go. Cam Crow, take the accolades of the crowd. And what a finish by Cam Crow. Unbelievable, and he is your champion. We will get him in the booth momentarily and talk to him. And what a performance this weekend by Josh Hammonds. Unfortunately, again, for the third time in his young career at a PBA regional, he ends up with a second-place finish. But watch out for more of this young man in the future, no doubt about it. And Cam Crow is your champion here. In Lockport. We'll talk to Cam in just a moment as Josh finishes up.
And a big shout out to Cam Crow for his first regional win here in the Midwest. Shooting a 300 to tantalize us with that talent. Excellent show. The 2026 Celeste Walker Midwest Central Open is now crowned the champion. Big thank you to Chris Watson and staff here at Striking Spare 2, presented by the Strike Shop. Thank you, Al, for that help with the sponsorship. A big shout out to Mr. Phil Brylow, $2 Phil, for live streaming the entire event.
Thanks, Toby.
What an amazing place. Of course, we also had a big announcement this week. We've determined our 2020 Midwest Pat Patterson Award winner, and that goes to Mr. Chris Watson. Well deserving. 7 PBA events here at Strike and Spare 2 this year, and that is unparalleled. Thank you, Chris, from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate it. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Look forward to another fun event. We'll see you here in July for the member, non-member doubles and on the rest of the PBA Midwest. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Toby. Appreciate it. Let's talk to the man right here, Cam Crow. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you, baby.
Well done, well done.
Thank you.
You knocked off a guy that won 2 of 3 years, and you throw 300 to do it in the semifinal match. How do you keep the emotions in check as you're going towards that perfect game?
It's not results-based. It's process-oriented, so it's just staying in the process, staying in the moment, throwing one good shot at a time. You know, Adrian's one of the 10 best bowlers in the world, so, you know, he's going to keep putting that pressure on you, so you got to keep striking. So I was just fortunate enough to get some good ball reaction, get some good breaks, and bowl a good perfect game.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. So
and yeah.
awesome.
And then let's go right in. You're rolling along. You got 15 in a row. You start with the first 3 in the championship match against Josh, and then disaster hits frame 4, and the ball just doesn't do anything. You 3, 6, 7.
Yeah.
What happened on that shot, and what adjustments did you try to make? So it looked like you had the left lane getting tighter and the right lane starting to hook more on you.
I actually had him flipped. I had the left lane actually starting to hook more.
Okay.
But you had to get away from that spot. So it was a spot that you couldn't throw it to in the lane, like around 6.
Okay.
And I knew I couldn't do that, and I ended up doing it frame 4. Thought it was going to cost me a little bit, but ended up moving a little right, making a move, getting away from it.
You're getting
baby.
snuck in on.
Yeah, baby.
Welcome to the TOC
PTQ, baby. Hey, a step above is a step above. It's a little win.
Yeah, exactly, man. And, AJ had to do the same thing for a little while, and then he got his championship on tour, and I'm sure yours isn't going to be too far away. What did you think of when all of a sudden you step up in the 9th and 10th frame, and all of a sudden your opponent had some struggles, and you had that chance to win? Once again, what's the thought process?
It's already written. Just telling myself, stay in the moment, stay in the process, and throw one good shot at a time. In the 9th frame, I absolutely did not do that. But in the 10th, came up, got a second chance, got a blessing, threw my best shot of the week, and came home with the victory.
Yeah,
So,
you can always tell me you get that first little step out to the left. We know if you threw it good or not, and you absolutely laced it. You got the championship. Yeah, the $3,000 is one thing the check always,
that's
it
awesome. But the
always
hardware
spends.
is what we came here for.
Yeah.
So that was perfect. It was a blessing.
Yeah, and how huge is that? Like you said, now next year, on the 2027 schedule, you can get in that
I
PTQ.
can bowl all 5 majors this year, baby. We got a chance.
So
we got a
awesome,
chance.
man! Awesome bowling. You're always fun to
Thank you
watch.
so
I
much.
appreciate you for coming in the booth once we're done here.
And I appreciate everything you've done for us, all the live stream, giving my family and my friends a chance to watch. I really do appreciate that. That means a lot. So
and you know what?
thank
You can go back and watch every shot of that 300. How many times you get a chance to do that?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. So thanks everybody that joined us today. Thanks everybody here at Strike and Spare Tier for hosting us.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Keep tuning in. I'm going to post this on the gram, so y'all go ahead and check that out.
Cam, congratulations again. We're out of here from Strike and Spare 2. Everybody else, enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Remember those that gave their all for us at this time, and we'll be back hopefully soon with another regional for the PBA.
And thank you for Strike and Spare, the whole crew, Chris Watson and the crew. We want to appreciate them. We want to thank the PBA. We want to thank my sponsors, Hammer, Zelo, Vice, and Bow 101. I appreciate everything you guys have done for me, and it's just a start, baby. Let's go.
That is a sexy trophy over there with a sexy man, Chris
Beautiful
Watson.
trophy. We love that one.
Go get your trophy, sir.
Go get it. I
Enjoy it.
appreciate you.
Thanks, Cam. Appreciate you. And that's it. We are done here at Strike and Spare 2. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. I hope you had a wonderful time. And hopefully we'll be back with more 10 on the Deck Productions live streaming on PBA YouTube as we make our way through 2026. For the PBA, for Bowl TV and the USBC, thanks for giving us the rights to stream this event. I'm $2 Phil Brillo. Hey, parents, take the kids bowling because you know they're going to have fun for life. We will see you next time here from Strike and Spare 2